Anna Thompson, at the age of 23, packed her belongings into a small suitcase and took a deep breath as she prepared to leave her small hometown in Kentucky. The town, with its quiet streets and familiar faces, had been her entire world, but she yearned for something more. The vibrant city of Chicago beckoned with promises of opportunities and excitement. Raised by her mother Martha, after her father's untimely death, Anna had always known a life of struggle. Martha, a dedicated village store owner, had worked tirelessly to provide for Anna, often sacrificing her own needs to ensure her daughter had a chance at a better future. Anna had worked hard, earning a degree in economics, a source of immense pride for her mother. Despite her academic achievements, finding a job in their small town proved impossible. Employers dismissed her applications due to her lack of experience, leaving her no choice but to seek her fortune in the bustling metropolis of Chicago. As Anna stepped off the bus in Chicago, she was both thrilled and daunted by the city's size and frenetic pace. The towering skyscrapers, the constant hum of traffic, and the sea of faces moving in every direction were overwhelming. Despite the chaos, she clung to the hope that this city held the key to her future. Anna's job search began with relentless enthusiasm. She sent out resumes, attended interviews, and navigated the city's maze of office buildings and bustling streets. Rejection letters and unanswered calls piled up, but she refused to let them dampen her spirits. Her determination paid off when she was offered a position at a small bank on the outskirts of Chicago. The bank's decision to hire her came with a mix of relief and apprehension. Brian Matthews, the deputy director, had taken a special interest in her application. Despite her lack of experience, he had advocated for her hiring, much to the chagrin of Michael Davis, the head of HR, who had reservations about Anna's qualifications. Brian's insistence on giving Anna a chance spoke volumes about his belief in her potential. Anna's first day at the bank was a whirlwind of new faces, procedures, and tasks. She was introduced to her colleagues and quickly found herself grappling with the demands of her new role. The bank's operations seemed complex, but Anna was eager to learn and prove herself. Brian Matthews, with his reassuring demeanor and supportive attitude, took Anna under his wing. He patiently guided her through the intricacies of her job and made her feel welcome. Their professional relationship soon extended beyond the office. Brian began inviting Anna to dinner, and their conversations turned from work-related topics to personal interests and dreams. Anna, feeling a mixture of excitement and apprehension, began to imagine a future where her hard work and Brian's support could lead to something more, perhaps even a romantic relationship. She felt a glimmer of hope that her new life in Chicago was starting to take shape. One crisp autumn afternoon, a client walked into the bank with a folder of documents. Anna was assigned to handle the loan application. The client requested a substantial loan of $2 million. Anna's heart raced as she reviewed the documents, which seemed to have some inconsistencies. She hesitated, her instincts telling her something was off. But Brian, who had been observing from a distance, reassured her that everything was in order. "Anna, don't worry," Brian said with a reassuring smile. "I've looked over the documents and they're fine. Just process the loan, and we can head out for dinner as planned." His confidence was comforting, and Anna, trusting his judgment, approved the loan. Brian's encouragement and promise of a pleasant evening helped her push aside her doubts. The approval felt like a significant milestone in her new career, a moment where she had taken a leap of faith. As Anna finalized the paperwork and sent the client on their way, she couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. The day had been long, but Brian's presence and support had made it more bearable. They headed out for dinner, enjoying a relaxing evening together, and for a brief moment, Anna allowed herself to believe that her dreams of success and perhaps even a relationship with Brian were within reach. However, the euphoria of the day would soon give way to an unforeseen challenge. As the city lights twinkled outside, Anna could not shake the nagging feeling that something was amiss. Little did she know, her leap of faith would soon be tested in ways she could never have anticipated. The next morning, Anna Thompson woke up feeling optimistic. The dinner with Brian Matthews had been delightful, and she was eager to continue proving herself in her new role at the bank. However, that optimism was about to be shattered. As she arrived at the bank, she noticed a change in the atmosphere. The usual hum of activity seemed muted, and her colleagues looked unusually tense. Anna shrugged it off, attributing it to the normal fluctuations in a busy work environment. Little did she know, her day was about to take a dramatic turn. Around mid-morning, Anna was called into the office of the bank's security director, a stern man named Gregory Blake. Her heart pounded with anxiety as she walked through the office door, her mind racing with possibilities. Gregory's expression was grave as he gestured for her to sit. "Miss Thompson," Gregory began, his voice devoid of warmth, "we need to discuss the loan you approved yesterday." Anna's stomach dropped. "Yes, Mr. Blake. What's the matter?" Gregory slid a stack of papers across the desk toward her. "It appears that the documents for the $2 million loan you processed were fraudulent." Anna's eyes widened in shock. "What? But I reviewed them carefully, and Brian Matthews assured me everything was in order." Gregory's gaze hardened. "It's clear now that the papers were fake. The client provided us with false information. As it stands, the bank is facing a significant financial loss, and you're being held responsible for the mistake." Anna felt a wave of panic and disbelief wash over her. "But I'm afraid the responsibility falls on you, Miss Thompson. If the money isn't recovered, you'll be liable for the full amount." Gregory interrupted, his tone final. The weight of Gregory's words hit Anna like a ton of bricks. Her mind spun with thoughts of how she could possibly come up with $2 million, let alone the implications for her career and future. As she left Gregory's office, her hands trembled, and her vision blurred with tears. Anna tried to reach Brian Matthews for support, hoping he could help her navigate this nightmare. She found him in his office, surrounded by paperwork and a tense demeanor. Anna's voice quivered as she explained the situation. "Brian, I need your help. The bank's security director just told me that the loan I approved was based on fake documents. I didn't know. I trusted you." Brian looked up from his desk, his face inscrutable. "Anna, this is serious. You're in a difficult situation, but I'm afraid I can't help you. You should have been more careful with the documents." Anna's heart sank as she realized that Brian was distancing himself from her. "But you told me everything was fine. You said." Brian cut her off sharply. "I don't have time to discuss this further. You need to take responsibility for your actions." With those cold words, Brian left Anna standing in his office, her heart broken and her future uncertain. The betrayal cut deep, and she felt utterly abandoned. As the days passed, the reality of her situation sank in. The stress and despair overwhelmed her, making it difficult for her to focus on anything other than the looming financial disaster. Anna felt trapped in a nightmare, with no clear way out. One evening, in the throes of despair, Anna walked to the nearby bridge, her heart heavy with hopelessness. The city lights shimmered on the water below, a stark contrast to the darkness she felt inside. She leaned against the railing, tears streaming down her face, contemplating the unthinkable. Just as she was about to make a fateful decision, a police car pulled up beside her, screeching to a halt. A young officer, Tom Jenkins, stepped out and approached her with a concerned expression. "Miss, please don't do this," Tom said gently, his voice filled with genuine concern. "I know things seem dire right now, but there's always hope. Let me help." Anna looked at him, her vision blurred by tears. "I don't see any way out. I've ruined everything. I can't pay back $2 million. Tom stepped closer, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "I understand you're going through a tough time, but there are people who can help you. Let's talk about this. You don't have to face it alone." With Tom's encouragement, Anna stepped away from the edge of the bridge. He guided her back to his patrol car, where he listened to her story with patience and empathy. Tom assured her that he would do everything in his power to assist her. "We'll figure this out," Tom said with a reassuring smile. "I have a friend in the economic crimes unit who might be able to help. I'll see what I can do." Anna felt a flicker of hope amidst her despair, something she hadn't felt in days. Tom's kindness and willingness to help provided a glimmer of light in her darkest hour. Tom drove Anna back to her apartment, promising to return with updates from his friend. As Anna watched him leave, she felt a mix of gratitude and cautious optimism. Her life was in turmoil, but for the first time in days, she saw a possibility of resolution and support. The following days felt like an eternity for Anna Thompson. The weight of the $2 million loan disaster hung heavily over her, clouding every aspect of her life. Her only solace was the promise made by Officer Tom Jenkins, who had assured her that he would look into the situation and seek help from his contacts in the Economic Crimes Unit. As promised, Tom returned to Anna's apartment 5 days later, carrying a hopeful look on his face. Anna, who had spent the past few days in a haze of worry and apprehension, greeted him with a mixture of anxiety and anticipation. "Tom," Anna said, rushing to the door to let him in. "Any news?" Tom stepped inside, carrying a file in his hand. "Yes, Anna, I have some good news. I spoke with my friend in the Economic Crimes Unit, and he's been investigating the matter." Anna's heart raced as she motioned for Tom to sit. "Please, tell me everything." Tom opened the file and began to explain. It turns out that the fraudulent loan was part of a larger scheme orchestrated by Brian Matthews, the deputy director at the bank. "My friend discovered that Brian has been struggling with a serious gambling problem and owes a considerable amount of money to various people around the city." Anna's eyes widened in disbelief. "You're saying Brian was behind the whole thing?" Tom nodded. "Exactly. Brian used the $2 million loan as a way to cover his gambling debts. He deliberately manipulated you to approve the loan, knowing full well that the documents were fake. He chose you because he saw an opportunity to exploit your inexperience and trust." Anna felt a mix of shock and anger. "I trusted him. He was the only one who gave me a chance at the bank. And now I'm facing the consequences of his actions." Tom's expression softened. "I understand how betrayed you must feel. But thanks to the investigation, we have concrete evidence against Brian. He's been arrested, and the charges against him are severe. You won't be held responsible for the loss." A wave of relief washed over Anna, but it was tinged with lingering sadness. "What about the $2 million? Will the bank recover the money?" Tom reassured her. "The bank is working to recover the funds, and with Brian's arrest, they'll be able to address the situation. The important thing is that you're no longer at risk." Anna took a deep breath, feeling a weight lift off her shoulders. "Thank you, Tom. I don't know how I can ever repay you for what you've done." Tom smiled warmly. "You don't have to repay me. I'm just glad I could help. You've been through a lot, and it's important to remember that you have people who care about you." Anna nodded, feeling a mix of gratitude and newfound hope. "I'm ready to move on. I want to put this behind me and start fresh." Tom agreed. "That's the best approach. You deserve a fresh start, and there are better opportunities ahead for you." With the immediate crisis averted, Anna began to focus on her future. She decided to leave her job at the bank, which had become a symbol of her recent struggles. Tom suggested a safer position at a different company, and Anna took his advice, starting a new chapter in her career. As the weeks passed, Anna and Tom continued to grow closer. Their shared experiences had forged a deep bond between them, and Anna found herself drawn to Tom's kindness and integrity. They spent more time together, and their connection blossomed into something more profound. One evening, as they walked through a park near the lake, Tom turned to Anna with a thoughtful expression. "You know, Anna, I've been thinking a lot about us. I care about you, and I want to be there for you. Not just as a friend, but as something more." Anna looked at him, her heart racing. "I care about you too, Tom. You've been my rock through all of this, and I can't imagine my life without you." Tom smiled, taking Anna's hand in his. "I'm glad to hear that. I'd like to see where this could go, if you're open to it." Anna's eyes sparkled with hope. "I'd like that very much." As they walked hand in hand, the weight of the past few weeks began to lift. Anna felt a renewed sense of purpose and possibility. The pain of betrayal and the stress of the $2 million loan fiasco were behind her, replaced by a hopeful future and the promise of love. The journey from betrayal and despair had been arduous, but Anna had emerged stronger and more resilient. With Tom by her side, She looked forward to a future filled with hope, love, and new beginnings. The lessons learned from her ordeal would guide her, and the support of those who cared for her would ensure that she never faced such darkness alone again. The days following Brian Matthews' arrest were filled with a sense of cautious optimism for Anna Thompson. The once overwhelming cloud of uncertainty that had hung over her was beginning to dissipate, and with Tom Jenkins' support, she was starting to envision a brighter future. The events that had unfolded seemed like a distant nightmare compared to the promise of what lay ahead. Anna had officially resigned from her position at the bank, a decision she had made with a heavy heart but a firm resolve. She had accepted a new job at a reputable firm, a safer and more stable environment that Tom had recommended. The transition was smooth, and Anna quickly adapted to her new role, finding a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment in her work. One evening, after a long day at the new job, Anna and Tom found themselves enjoying a quiet dinner at a cozy restaurant near the lake. The setting sun cast a warm glow over their table, and the ambience was perfect for a reflective conversation. "Anna," Tom began, looking across the table with a serious but kind expression, "I've been thinking about everything we've been through. I'm really proud of how you've handled it all." Anna smiled softly, reaching for Tom's hand. "I couldn't have gotten through it without you. Your support meant everything to me." Tom squeezed her hand gently. "I'm glad I could help. You've shown so much strength and resilience. I've been thinking a lot about us and what the future might hold." Anna's heart fluttered. "What do you mean?" Tom took a deep breath. "I care about you deeply, Anna, more than just as a friend. I want to build a future with you, if you're willing to take that step with me." Anna's eyes filled with emotion. "I feel the same way, Tom. You've been my anchor, and I can't imagine my life without you." Tom smiled, his eyes reflecting his feelings. "I'd like us to start a new chapter together. Maybe even consider making this a more permanent commitment. What do you think?" Anna's heart raced with excitement. "I'd love that. I feel like I'm finally ready to look forward to the future with hope and love." The conversation turned to plans for the future, and the couple talked about their dreams and aspirations. It was clear that both Anna and Tom were committed to supporting each other and building a life together. Their bond had grown stronger through the trials they had faced, and they were eager to embark on this new journey as partners. A few months later, Anna and Tom's relationship continued to flourish. They had begun discussing the possibility of marriage, envisioning a life filled with love and mutual support. Anna felt a sense of contentment she had never known before, and she was grateful for the chance to rebuild her life on a foundation of trust and hope. One sunny afternoon, as they strolled through the park where they had first talked about their feelings, Tom paused and looked at Anna with a serious expression. "Anna, there's something I've been wanting to ask you." Anna's heart skipped a beat. "What is it, Tom?" Tom dropped to one knee and pulled out a small velvet box. "Anna Thompson, will you marry me? I want to spend the rest of my life with you and make all our dreams come true together." Tears of joy welled up in Anna's eyes as she looked at the beautiful ring Tom held. "Yes, Tom, I will marry you. I want to share my life with you and build a future together." Tom slipped the ring onto Anna's finger, and they embraced, sharing a moment of pure happiness. Their journey from betrayal and despair had led them to this beautiful moment of promise and love. As they celebrated their engagement, Anna reflected on the path she had taken. From the crushing betrayal and the dark days of uncertainty to the supportive love and a hopeful future with Tom, she had emerged stronger and more resilient. The ordeal had tested her in unimaginable ways, but it had also led her to a place of true happiness and fulfillment. With Tom by her side, Anna knew that she could face any challenge that life might throw at them. Their love had been forged in the fires of adversity, and it was now a beacon of hope guiding them toward a bright and promising future. Anna's life, once marked by struggle and heartbreak, was now a testament to the power of love, integrity, and the unwavering support of those who cared. As she and Tom prepared to embark on this new chapter together, Anna felt a profound sense of gratitude and optimism, knowing that their journey was only beginning and that the best was yet to come.